What up, fam? Your boy just Josh. Look, let's tap in. I'm gonna try to make this one not too long, but look, I don't always make videos about the end of the world. There is a part of me that is very curious and feels very much so connected to the spiritual realm of things, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. Look, I told you guys we're gonna start going through this book. Strong man's his name. What's his game? I told you, we're going to start getting into it. We're going to start chopping up things. We're going to start tapping in. Look, I don't know if we serve the same God. I don't know if we know the same God. And I hope that doesn't tick anybody off. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sure we do. But in this day and age of YouTube, you got to be somewhat provocative. This is what we're going to talk about today. Let me see if I can get this straight for the camera. The introduction. We're just going to go through the attributes of God. Let's just go through 1 through 7. You can take a screenshot, write down some notes. Da, 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 da. Tell me about it in the comments. Fam, at the age of 17, I had a revelation. And it absolutely changed my thoughts and understanding about why I'm here, who is God, what is this thing we are all in, this reality, everything. And what it did for me was, I hope this mic sounds okay. It's a different mic. But it expanded. It expanded because it was a spiritual experience. I was dumbfounded. It blew me away. Words wouldn't describe what I was feeling. I'd always prayed and asked for years, like, God, please tell me you're real. Show me you're real. I need to know you're real. Please show me. And then boom, ton of breaks that happened. Let's go into this. We're going to go through the first 7 attributes of God. I want to know if we're talking about the same God. So let's get into this. The attributes of God. Number 1. And this has been my problem. Listen, I will never knock any religion. I will never knock any pastor. None of that. Like, I roll with it, and the spirit is so beautiful that no matter what is being said, there is always a lesson to be learned. Always a lesson to be learned. But let's tap in. So number 1, God is spirit. These are the attributes. Number 1, God is spirit. Number 2, God is holy. Number 3, God is eternal. Number 4, God is infinite. Fam, these words don't do justice. We're going to tap in, but these words don't do justice for this thing that we're in. And I just want to let all y'all know that we are blessed to be where we are at. No matter what you got going on, no matter how bad life might stink right now, or no matter how wonderfully awesome life might be right now, we are all blessed to be where we are at in this reality. We're going to tap in. Number 4, God is infinite, without limits except when he has limited himself with his words. How is that even possible? We're going to tap in. Number 5, God is omnipresent, always, everywhere, at once. We've heard that one, the 3 O's. Omnipotent, all-knowing, omnipotent. I was about to say omnipotent. Omnipotent, almighty. Those are the 7 we're going to stick with. There are more, but we're going to stick with those 7. So let's just tap in. Fam, tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if you're vibing with me. Tell me if you're not. Let's do this. Let's chop it up. We're going to take number 1. God is spirit. Okay, God is spirit. When somebody tells me that God is spirit, I'm not going to lie to you. Look, a lot of what we're going to talk about is us applying humanistic values to God. It's impossible. You cannot do that. So a lot of times we say, yeah, God, yeah, he will help you if you pray for it. He. And I'm trying to get away from that with the source, the creator, with God. I'm trying to get away from he, because I no longer want to promote these simplistic humanistic traits to God, the creator of everything. So God is spirit. And I used to think, okay, so somewhere in a different dimension, in a heavenly realm, there is a spirit known as God and the angels and everything else. Spirit. But since, like I said, I had this revelation when I was 17, but since then what I've come to realize is that everything in this reality has some form of spiritual value. Animals, plants, anything that exists in this physical reality has some form of a spiritual value to it. It has to. Consciousness, conscious. Plants are conscious. If you speed up the video, you'll see that they grow. They lean towards the sun for photosynthesis. They live. They die. They have cycles. Trees. Everything here has cycles. So when we mention that, I have to think. Yes, God is spirit, the creator of spirit, whatever that is. We don't really know, but it's in everything. And so now when I go about my day, I have to give thanks, and I have to give thanks and praise for everything. Listen. When I'm walking outside with another person, we're working on balance, whatever, and we're just walking, and a breeze comes through, a nice breeze. I have to say thank you, God. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Just so many things. Look, we take for granted the simplistic things in this reality, but I'm gonna tell you, getting back to the prepper side, a lot of the physical things that really don't mean squat are about to fall to the side, and we're gonna have to get back. That's how I know we're in the end times, because we're gonna have to get back to the things that really mean something. Family, love, being loving, being caring, taking care of one another. At some point, we're moving into a situation as to where the people who have won't be able to just say, "Oh yeah, no, those are just the cleaners. Those, we don't worry about those people." No, things are about to get so bad that we're all going to come together. Number two, God is holy. He has never been touched by sin. Fam, this drives me up the wall. He's holy, and it says He. So you mean to tell me that God has been placed within the framework of gender? Is that what you're telling me? He's been placed within the framework of gender, the creator of all things. He has to choose. And I know there's a whole lot about the feminine energy and the masculine energy. Da, 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 da. He is so far outside of the realm of any of this mess that we have decided to create that it drives me crazy when we apply these humanistic, simplistic traits to God. He's holy. He has never been touched by sin. Look, let me tell you something. I don't know about your God, but my God created sin. My God created everything. So my God isn't affected by sin. He cannot be affected. Sin is for us. Where He resides, there is no sin. Because sin was created for us. Not the creator. Not the source. Sin, it's almost impossible to do any sinning where He's at. That is for us on this low vibrational physical reality. And so when I'm studying and I read things like this, He has never been touched by sin. Of course not. He created it. He can't be influenced by sin. He can't be manipulated by sin. Sin is something for us, and I hate to say it, feeble or not feeble. I'll take back feeble. He cannot be affected by sin. Listen. My source, my creator, my God, it cannot be affected by sin. It is not a matter of He has never been touched. Sin can't touch Him. He is in absolute 1,000,000% control of any and all sin. As a matter of fact, He watches us do the sinning. And from that perspective, that is probably the filter that is allowing us to either be closer or further away from Him. Let's move on. Let's move on. Number 3. Oh, I like this one. God is eternal. He has always existed. All right, it's wordplay, fam. Now, look, you might think, Josh, you're doing too much, but something as simple like this, to me, is almost disrespect to my God. And I know this is what I've been taught all my life, but ever since I had that revelation, things have changed mentally. Number 3, he is eternal. He has always existed. The only thing eternal, I don't even know what that means. Existence. He has always existed. What are you talking about? Existed where? In this reality? In this realm? In this dimension? What are we talking about? Fam, these are words that we apply to us. The only reason we have time is because we spin around a couple rocks so fast, and that's time. The creator, my source, has never been limited, touched, or anything by the bounds of time. To speak about existence is crazy to me when you apply it to my God. They're almost, he is existence. You see what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. Eternal is a very good word for the people who have just started studying. Yes, God is eternal. He's always been here. But for me, when you say eternal, he's always existed. We need to start talking about existence on different planes, different realities. We need to start talking about what is eternal. How long is eternal? What are we talking about? Because I'm going to tell you, when it is our time to meet our maker, all of these things, all of these attributes of God, he's holy. He cannot be touched by sin. He's eternal. He's omnipotent, omniscient. All of these things are our feeble attempts in the physical flesh. Limited. We have to breathe air. We have to walk. We limited. This is our feeble attempt to describe the source, our creator. Fam, the whole reason for this video is just to kind of show you how high I hold my creator. Okay, he's infinite. God is infinite, without limits, except when he has limited himself by his word. Oh, I'm so tired of us doing this to God like this. We gotta do better. Infinite, without limits. Oh, but they even put an except on it. Look, let me show you. What number is this? Number 4. This is gonna be a short video. Number 4. No, I definitely can't do this. He is infinite, without limits, except when he has limited himself by his words. Do y'all really think that God can limit himself by his words when he's the creator of everything? Look. That's for us. When we start to tell stories, when we start fibbing, when we start lying, when we start cheating, when we start doing all these crazy things, and we have to have a way to remember the stories we told because it wasn't real. When we make stuff up. Fam, this is the creator of life, of spirit, of time, this is the creator of absolutely everything. Infinite, without limits, except. I will never put an except on my God. And I love this book. Fam, I've been studying this book. I love this book. Don't think that I'm trying to talk about the guy who wrote it. Infinite, without limits, except when he has limited himself by his words. God can't limit himself by his words. He probably doesn't even use words. Fam, where we going? There are no words. There are no limitations. Everything just is. Where we're going, fam, it just is. That's how I want you to think about where we're going. It just is. And it just is not sin. It is not limitations. It is not time. There is not feeble words to try and describe. Fam, we won't be able to describe anything when we get to where we're going. And the craziest part is that I know once we get there, we're gonna be back home. Everything's gonna make sense. There's not going to be any time. There's not going to be any limits. There's not going to be any sin. There's not going to be any pain. There's not going to be any hunger. There's not going to be any time. There's not going to be any distance, space, heat. There's not going to be any of this stuff. And once you understand that, then you truly do realize how powerful of a being we are right now. We are literally working on the set of a soap opera for, I don't know, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years. This is a soap opera. None of this matters. None of this matters. As far as kids, be thankful you were given an opportunity to raise another soul coming into this soap opera. Try to lead them the best, try to get them to follow the script the best way possible while they're here, to be successful, to grow and flourish, and to not have as much of a stressful life as what the person behind them had. It's a soap opera. All right, it's 16 minutes. I'm gonna shut it down. Fam, are we? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Are we following the same God? Are we? Because my God is something absolutely, totally different from anything that I've been taught in the book. And that is just from a spiritual revelation that I had when I was 17. I'm excited. I'm excited. I guess that's why the whole end of the world, WROL shift, doesn't really it doesn't bother me because I'm living a soap opera. I'm running through a script. And I'm watching everybody else work off a script that they don't even know they're working off of. All right, I'm out. Hey, I love y'all. We're gonna tap in. This is part one. Hey, I'm gonna get KC involved on this, and maybe a couple other people that might want to tap in with a little bit of spiritual insight. That may want to give this a shot. Look, we got so much stuff, fam. This is just the beginning. Look, we going through. What's next? Let me see. What's next? Attributes of the devil. We'll do that. We'll try to do that one tomorrow or something. There's so much stuff. Y'all be safe. Lots of things happening. Pakistan and India is on my radar. Continue to prep up dry goods. I just bought another package of Mylar bags, and I got an old cheap vacuum sealer, but it's got these two huge rolls of like vacuum sealer plastic. So I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm shopping now for a good vacuum sealer. I can run that off solar if I need to. And anything that gets cooked that's not getting canned, fam, that may not be refrigeration. Anything that can't be canned can be vacuum sealed and stored away someplace. All right, peace out.